This bill is very important and it has been assented to.
President Buhari assents to 2021 supplementary budget as he receives briefing from the OPEC Secretary General. Court sitting adjourns trial of acclaimed leader of proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, to 21st October 2021. Process to save Lake Chad begins.
The negative effects of the shrinking of Lake Chad are indeed enormous.
Plus, Nigeria moves to reduce deforestation and forest degradation. Good evening and thank you for joining us on NTA Network News. I am Kenneth Ima Aborike in Abuja. Hengino John Adams will be joining us from Lagos studio. The sum of 982,729,695,343 naira as approved in the 2021 supplementary budget is mostly targeted at addressing developments in the health and security sectors. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, Chief of Staff to the President, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, were among those that witnessed the signing by President Muhammadu Buhari.
President Muhammadu Buhari signed the Supplementary Appropriation Act 2021 in the presence of Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, Secretary to Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, Chief of Staff, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, Director General, Budget Office of the Federation, Ben Akabeze, and Senior Special Assistant to the President on National Assembly Matters, Umar El Yakub. Of the amount, 123.3 million naira is for recurring non-debt expenditure, while the sum of 859.3 billion naira is for contribution to the Development Fund for the capital expenditure for the year ending on the 31st day of December 2021. President Buhari commended the National Assembly for the expenditures consideration and approval of the supplementary budget, assuring that the executive arm of government would ensure the timely delivery of capital projects to achieve the laudable objectives of the budget.
All the security outfits in this country will benefit from the bill because of Mr. President's commitment in converting crimes and indeed insurgency and all the security challenges facing the country. So to that end, this bill is very important and it has been assented to. Another critical area of concern is the health sector, which of course we know with the pandemic there is need to invest in that sector as well. The President has, having assented to the bill, you'll find that molecular laboratories, about 10 of them, will be established nationwide, oxygen plants nationwide, and some rehabilitated, especially the ones in Abuja, as well as procurement of vaccines.
Meanwhile, the President has also signed the Orthopedic Hospitals Management Board Amendment Act 2021. The Act amends the Orthopedic Hospitals Management Board Act Cap 010 laws of the Federation 2004 to provide for the establishment of the Orthopedic Hospital Jos, Plateau State, in the State House. Jide Onifade, NTA News.
Challenges bedeviling the petroleum subsector of the global economy dominated discussions as President Muhammadu Buhari granted audience to OPEC Secretary General Nigeria's Mohammed Sanusi Barakindo. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that during the engagement held behind closed doors, The OPEC secretary briefed the president on all the efforts being made, achievements recorded so far, and the projections going forward. He told President Buhari that the worst is not only over for the world market, but now on the path of recovery, and the effects clearly visible in all the benchmarks.
President Muhammad Buhari has become an enigma of some sorts in the international community and especially in OPEC. He is held in the highest of esteem. He is highly respected, adored, especially in the oil world. The oil men and women consider him as one of them, having served as Minister of Petroleum and now as President of his great country, Nigeria. He has such an international gravitas that you would wish any president of Nigeria should have. His words are taken extremely seriously, his advice, his guidance, most of the time behind scenes. I call him from time to time when we run into extreme difficulties, when we are unable to reach consensus. Nigeria had always been a consensus builder within OPEC. He had played that role with distinction when he was minister, and his advice, his guidance, and several times he intervened with fellow heads of states and presidents around the world unannounced, and we saw the results. He's very pleased with what we have achieved so far, how we navigated through this historic turmoil, and has given us his advice on how we should sustain it going forward.
This is the first time the OPEC Secretary General is visiting in the last 3 years as a result of global COVID-19 restrictions. Nigeria values ties with her long-time allies and will continue to lubricate the relationships. This is according to President Muhammad Buhari while receiving the outgoing ambassadors of Spain and the state of Qatar in separate audiences. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
To Marcelino Cabanaz Ansorena, ambassador of Spain in Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari said Spain would ever remain relevant in the developed world, noting that Nigeria was glad to be in relationship with such country in the areas of trade, technology, education, and other spheres of life. In his words, "We have been together and we will continue to build on the relationship," the president said. Ambassador Ansorena disclosed that his 4 years in Nigeria were pleasurable ones, adding that relations between the two countries continue to be excellent. He promised to be a new ambassador of Nigeria to Spain, pledging that his country would continue to invest more in agriculture, food processing, and fight human trafficking. The outgoing ambassador commended Nigeria's democracy, saying it has consolidated and will continue to grow. Also, while receiving Abdulaziz Mubarak al-Mohanadi, outgoing ambassador of the state of Qatar, President Muhammadu Buhari said relations between the two countries have been strong and credible, particularly as oil-producing nations. The president noted that the two countries were closely related and the ties would be maintained. The ambassador thanked the president for the support extended to him to make his tour of duty successful. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
In the meantime, President Muhammad Buhari has left Abuja Monday afternoon for the United Kingdom to participate in the Global Education Summit on financing a global partnership for education. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that the summit will be co-hosted by the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Boris Johnson, and the President of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta. It will bring together heads of state and government as well as other stakeholders to chart a way forward towards transforming education systems in partner countries through exchange of best practices. President Buhari was seen off at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport by the Chief of Staff to the President, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, FCT Minister Mohammed Musa Bello, Inspector General of Police Usman Alkali Baba, Director General, Department of State Services Yusuf Magaji Bichi and other senior government officials. The London Education Summit will offer the opportunity for leaders to make 5-year pledges to help transform education systems in up to 90 countries and territories. During the visit, the Nigerian leader is scheduled to hold bilateral engagements with the British Prime Minister, Boris Johnson. Now, the federal government has continued its engagements with multilateral agencies and the private sector to create special opportunities for young Nigerians. The latest is the initiative between the federal government and the United Nations International Children's Fund Emergency Fund, aimed at offering expanded education, training and employment, and targeting 20 million young Nigerians between now and 2030. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, in a message to the official launch of the Generation Unlimited GENU program in Nigeria this Monday, said the initiative will positively impact the country's future job growth enabling programs. The Vice President noted the importance of the program as it will provide 20 million Nigerians with digital skills, link them to entrepreneurial and other job opportunities, and assist them in realizing their full potential. He acknowledged private sector partners for their innovative work with young entrepreneurs across the country and for their commitment to GENU Nigeria, which will be implemented in 12 states and the 6 geopolitical zones in the country. Turning now to the judiciary, where the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has adjourned the trial of the acclaimed leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, to 21st October 2021. The presiding judge, Justice Binta Nyako, gave the order this Monday. Dele Atumbi reports.
The trial of the acclaimed leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, could not continue this Monday as the defendant in the matter was not in court. And in line with the law of the land, he cannot be tried in absentia, as the defendant, as at the time of the trial, has not done anything to put the law of trial in absentia into force. The prosecution counsel Mohammed Abubakar told the court that Nnamdi Kanu could not be produced in court due to what he described as logistics reasons. Counsel to Nnamdi Kanu Ifeanyi Jiafo told the court that the counsel could not assess the defendant in the last 10 days and asked the court to transfer Nnamdi Kanu to the correctional center where the counsel will have unfettered access to him. Another vitiating factor against the continuation of trial was the commencement of the vacation of the court, since the trial court was not part of the vacation courts. In the light of this, the trial court would need the fiat of the chief judge to continue the matter during the vacation if the request is made by either of the parties. In the ruling, Justice Binta Nyako ordered the custodial authorities to allow the counsel to Nnamdi Kanu access to him. Justice Nyako also ordered the custodial authorities to produce the defendant in court at the next adjourned date. Nnamdi Kanu, before jumping bail, was arraigned on an 11-count charge. There was watertight security in and around the Federal High Court during the trial. In Abuja, Dele Atumbi, NTA News.
An Akwa Ibom State High Court sitting in Uyo has commenced the trial of Uduak Frank, the suspect in the murder of a 26-year-old female job seeker in Ubong Umoren. Taking plea before Justice Bennett Elaumo, the accused pleaded guilty to charge 1, which borders on murder. Clement Barbecue reports.
The suspect was arraigned in court alongside his father, Frank Akpan, for contravening the Criminal Code Cap 38, Volume 2, Laws of Akwa Ibom State 2000. He pleaded guilty to count 1, which borders on murder, and not guilty to rape, while the father, Frank Akpan, is charged for accessory after the fact to murder, contrary to Section 329 of the Criminal Code, Laws of Akwa Ibom State 2000, an offense he pleaded not guilty.
If tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, 10 years from now, evidence comes out that can tie anybody who is not charged today to this crime, that person will be charged and prosecuted to the end.
Even if the accused person pleads guilty, the law still requires that the court should enter a plea of not guilty for him, and it still behoves on the states to lead credible evidence to prove the charge before the court.
is going to be justice according to law, not justice according to public opinion.
Justice Bernard Ilaumo adjourned the case to August 18, 2021 for continuation of trial. Uduak Frank in April this year allegedly lured 26-year-old final year philosophy student of the University of Oyo in Nyobong Moren with fake job interview and killed her at his residence in Uyo. Clement Barikui, NTA News.
And a couple has been apprehended and paraded for alleged conspiracy and self-kidnap by the Nigeria Police, Niger State Command. The couple was arrested after collecting a ransom of 1 million naira from the wife's father. Fatima Usman reports.
The suspect, Mohammed, conspired with his wife, Sadia, to self-kidnap her and be kept in a far location in Paiko with the expectation to collect ransom from his father-in-law who lives in Qatar. Mohammed, through his friend, Abdullahi, requested the sum of 5 million naira using the wife's phone, and after much negotiation, the sum of 1 million naira was agreed and dropped at a location in Rafinyashi, a suburb of Mina. There was, however, a twist in this saga. A conspiracy against the conspirator, as Muhammad, the mastermind of kidnap, who also confessed to the crime, was reportedly swindled by his close ally, who collected the ransom on behalf of the couple, has since disappeared into thin air.
Hi, Mohammed, I'm the one that keep my wife. I've not helped me before. Only helped me that he helped me. You have took me to Qatar before, and I searched the job. I couldn't get the job. You have to this one deport us back to Nigeria again. I'm an electrician.
We want to use this medium to inform the public that most cases are being carried out in connivance with members of the family, just as what we are seeing. This is about third time of incident like this within the metropolis. And we assure the members of the public that the police will continue to be on top of every situation.
The police image maker said the suspects will be arraigned before the court in Mina. Fatima Usman, NTA News.
You're watching NTA News at 9. Time now to take some messages. The news continues shortly. Do stay with the NTA.
Are you ready for this? Let me hear you, AJ. Give me some bass. Just one more. 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 Bring it out. Just one more. Just one more. Double it. Just one more. Just one more. Just one more.
I was born hungry for success. It's the Nigerian way.
Glow gets it. Champions stay hungry. Oh yeah. Glow gets it big time.
Hit the big time with 22 times bonus on every recharge. Dial *777#. It's a knockout.
The Nigerian Air Force is enlisting suitably qualified graduates and postgraduates for training as direct short service cadets in various professions. Interested applicants must be single and Nigerian citizens and must be between the ages of 20 and 30 years. Applicants must possess a minimum of second-class upper division or upper credit, NYSC discharge certificate and other relevant documents where applicable. Qualified applicants are to apply online at www.airforce.mil.ng. Online registration starts on 26 July and closes on 30 August 2021. Please note that NAF enlistment processes are free of charge. Announcer, Air Vice Marshal MAHMUD MADI for Chief of the Air Staff. Nigerian Air Force, willing, able, ready.
Since 2015, the Buhari administration has been quietly executing a revolution in infrastructural development of Nigeria. Roads, railways, airports, bridges in massive numbers, never known before in the country. Now, Business Hallmark's Public Policy Forum unveils these historic achievements to the world in a special town hall meeting. Theme: Nigeria's Infrastructure Revolution, Road to a New Future, featuring champions of infrastructural development. Mr. Chibike Rotimi Amechi, Mr. Babatunde Raji Fashola, Senator Hadi Sirika, Alhaji Laimu Mohammed, Dr. Kaidi Fayemi, Engineer David Umahi, Dr. Godwin Amefele, Professor Umar Garba Dambata, Dr. Herbert Wigwe, Chairman, His Excellency Chief John Odigi Oyegu, Special Guest of Honor, Mr. Boss Mustafa. Date, Thursday, July 29, 2021. Venue, the Sheikh Musayyar Adwa Center, Abuja. Time, 11 a.m. RSVP, Sir Chief Mark Wabara. It's big. It's historic.
Enjoy faster connectivity and amazing discounts in the Airtel HBB seasonal offer. Get a MiFi for 9,999 Naira plus up to 55 GB data, or a router for 19,999 Naira plus up to 160 GB data. Offer valid while stock lasts. More data, more you. Reliable home broadband by
Airtel, the smartphone network.
The Office of the Vice Chancellor of Federal University of Petroleum Resources, Ephraim Wari, in collaboration with Federal Ministry of Education and the Presidency, Office of Senior Special Assistant to the President on Niger Data Affairs, and other collaborative partners, is organizing a roundtable for the development of the university under the theme Improved Institutional Donation and Endowment, a positive step towards advancement in technology and sustainable development in education. Date, Tuesday, 27 July 2021. Venue, Transcorp Hilton, Abuja. Time, 10 a.m. prompt. Distinguished guest of honor, MAHMUD Buhari, President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Chairman, Alhaji Abdul Ishaku Rabiu, Founder, Boa Group. Special guest of honor, Senator Ahmed Lawan, President of the Senate. Keynote address, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, Chief of Staff to the President of Nigeria. Guests of honor, Chukwuemeka Nwajuba, Minister of State for Education. Timipre Silva, Minister of State for Petroleum. Royal Father of the Day, His Royal Highness Dr. Edmond Daukuru, Chairman, NLNG. The National Institute for Cultural Orientation, NICO, invites the general public to its annual roundtable on cultural orientation, ATCO, with the theme Culture, Media and National Cohesion in Nigeria. Date, 27th to 29th July 2021. Venue, JJ and JZ Event Center, Tawhid Road off Dasin Road by Suleiman Abdurrahim Street, Ilorin, Kwara State. Time, 10 a.m. daily. Special guest of honor, Abdurrahman Abdurazak, Executive Governor of Kwara State. Chief host, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, Minister of Information and Culture. Chairman of the occasion, Dr. Ade Jacob Afolabi, Otumba of Oraland, Kwara State. Host, Ado Mohammed Yakuza, Executive Secretary, NICO. Royal Father of the Day, His Royal Highness Oba Oloyede Solomon Olusin of Isanlu Isin. NICO, harnessing culture for national development. What's your job?
I help people grow all kinds of things. I help people keep and grow their money, so later they come back when it's bigger for themselves.
Akupal, you're a magician!
Just like a pilot, I help people move from where they are to where they want to be.
Thank you, Akupal.
ARN, invested in your tomorrow.
Welcome back as we go to health, where Nigeria is set to receive over 33 million of COVID-19 vaccines as the federal government's push for vaccine sufficiency intensify. Minister of Health Dr. Osage Hanire confirms this at press briefing on COVID-19 update in Abuja, even as he expresses worry on the recent surge in COVID-19 case detection and Nigerians' refusal to adhere to public health advisories. Oluseyi Adebo has details.
Updates on COVID-19 cases from the Nigeria Center for Disease Control (NCDC) indicate a surge, which translates to an increase from 1.1% at the end of June to 3.4% at the moment, in the face of the dreaded Delta variant of the virus, of which 10 cases have already been confirmed in Nigeria. These key players in the nation's COVID-19 response believe that a third wave of the COVID-19 is still preventable if only Nigerians could be more responsive.
We have some cases that we have confirmed as Delta variant. Nigerians need to understand that coronavirus is real and poses a risk.
Minister of Health Dr. Osage Ehanire says the federal government and its sub-nationals are ensuring continuous monitoring of arrivals into the country.
And this process has been an arduous one, given that port health staff have continued to report a trend of abscondment of quarantined passengers, an act which can be detrimental to pandemic response and public health safety. I want to entreat all persons to comply with this public health regulations.
We are also preparing to ensure that we have proper quality equipment that will ensure handling of the vaccines so that the vaccines will be in a good condition.
Submissions centered on the need for the public to support government efforts. In Abuja, Olusheye Adiagbo, NTA News.
The Federal Ministry of Water Resources has handed over 4 additional irrigation sectors to farmers under Hadejia Valley Irrigation Scheme to boost all-year farming. The handover of the multi-billion naira project executed by Transforming Irrigation Management in Nigeria was performed by Minister of Water Resources Suleiman Adamun in Yamidi, Awo local government area of Jigawa State. Salisu Aminu reports.
Irrigation scheme with a total number of 15,000 hectares had 2,000 rehabilitated and handed over to the benefiting communities. Malam Isa Billami, a farmer in the area, is among 40,000 direct beneficiaries of this project that is expected to impact on more than 2 million indirect beneficiaries.
Cost of production. But now with this transforming irrigation program by federal government, farming will become very simple and easy and will reach consumers at affordable price. We really thank federal government for this gigantic project.
Minister of Water Resources Suleiman Adamu expresses the hope that the work will promote all year-round farming, control weed and flooding.
Be responsible for collecting their money and maintaining, operating and maintaining the irrigation system at that level. So that is what is happening all over the world now, and that is what to make it more sustainable, because the farmers are the ones that own the land. They are the ones that are benefiting directly.
Moving in the right direction, and we are making fantastic progress in the trimming project under the Ministry of Water Resources, and we are achieving our target plans.
Jigawa State Governor Muhammad Badar Abubakar, who applauded the federal government's agricultural transformation, pledges adequate utilization of the facility. The Transforming Irrigation Management in Nigeria project is an intervention of the federal government under the Federal Ministry of Water Resources supported by the World Bank. In Kano, Salisu Aminu, NTA News.
Nigeria now has a document on the reduction of emissions from deforestation and forest degradation following the launch of a strategy document aimed at addressing the climate challenges by the Minister of Environment, MAHMUD Abubakar. Haman Jabani reports.
Reducing emissions from deforestation and forest degradation, RED Plus, is a mechanism developed by parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. It creates financial value for the carbon stored in the forest by offering incentives for developing countries. The RED Plus project, which has 5 major areas, which the federal government believes will provide climate resilience economy.
An integrated approach to establish the required national and subnational monitoring, reporting and verification.
The World Bank, British government, state governments, partners and other stakeholders say Nigeria has over the years been committed in the fight against climate change. However, the RED Plus will ensure that more goals are achieved in the most shortest time.
Sustainable management of Nigeria's forests and ecosystems can reduce emissions while promoting sustainable livelihoods and a climate-resilient national economy.
Women across the rural communities in Nigeria embraces alternative means of cooking other than the use of firewood.
This first phase, it is to bring investors to align with the policies of identify to see that capacity are available for which investment can sit.
The strategy is designed for implementation in phases over a 30-year period. Haman Jabani, NTA News.
The process towards first phase of the Inter-Basin Water Transfer Project to save the shrinking Lake Chad has started with opening and evaluation of international bids to study the sources of the lake. At the opening ceremony in Abuja, Nigeria's Water Resources Minister and Chairman, Lake Chad Basin Council of Ministers, Suleiman Adamu, reiterated the commitment of Lake Chad Basin member countries at revitalizing the lake. Musbau Dan Wahab reports.
Contraction of Lake Chad continues at less than 10% of its original size, and about 40 million people in the riparian countries whose socio-economic life depends on the shrinking lake continue to cope with the realities. In 2018, Lake Chad Basin member countries led by Nigeria called for the world's attention at an international conference in Abuja on the need to save the lake from extinction.
The negative effects of the shrinking of Lake Chad are indeed enormous.
Awareness created and the inter-basin water transfer from Congo River was unanimously agreed upon as the most viable option to revitalize the basin's ecosystem for sustainable livelihood, security and development. But prelude to that transfer is a tracing of the sources of Lake Chad, which are rivers Chari and Logon, located in Central African Republic, to position them for the task ahead.
We're trying to move billions of cubic meters of water into the lake, but to do that would also require working on all the rivers that actually bring the water into the lake, and specifically River Chari. We're starting from the Lake Chad and working backwards.
Bids from 3 companies made it here, but only one will be selected after evaluation to conduct in-depth studies of rivers Chari and Logon.
The study is aimed at addressing the challenges of excess loss of water through flood and evapotranspiration, degradation of the riverbanks due to fluvial erosion.
This feasibility study and detailed engineering work are said to be pivotal to the inter-basin water transfer in Abuja. Musbau and Wahab, NTA News.
And still on environment, recent flash flood incidents in Europe, Asia and the United States have resulted in deaths and catastrophic devastation. To prevent similar impacts in Nigeria, the country's Hydrological Services Agency is advising urgent preventive actions before Nigeria's flood season gets to the peak. Onengia Fine Face reports.
China, India, among other countries in Europe and Asia, are still recovering from the impact of the recent flash floods. This degree of damage caused by the floods in countries said to have better early warning systems and infrastructure worries environmentalists in Nigeria.
That goes to show the level of the argument that for doubting Thomases that climate change is not fallacious, that is real.
Recent flood incidents in parts of Taraba and Lagos states serve as warning to the country.
They look at the settlements that are within those floodplains. Then you begin to map them out and say, okay, how vulnerable is this area? Like going about measuring the height of those areas and measuring to find out how much they are within the mean sea level.
Director General, Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency, tells me that the peak of Nigeria's flood season is from July to late September.
This is the time you can begin to clean or continue cleaning your drainages. This is the time you can knock off structures that are within the floodplains by the banks of rivers. This is the time you can do sensitization program.
Experts recommend adaptation strategies to minimize its impact. Onengie Fine Face, NTA News.
In another development, Abuja-Kefi Express Road, the major access road into Federal Capital Territory for northeast and southeastern Nigeria, has been flooded around International Livestock Market Kefi, leaving motorists and commuters stranded for hours. Ngosia Perez says the rain also caused damages to houses in Kefi.
Heavy downpour began in the early hours of Monday and lasted for hours, which later caused flooding to Abuja-Kefi Expressway and other parts of Kefi town. Vehicles plying the road were held for hours due to flooded waters covering parts of the road.
Since that before this was still the first time that this kind of thing happened.
A recently constructed road in Angwandadi in Kefi was washed away, submerging surrounding houses. Victims say they have lost lots of valuables, calling on government to come to their aid.
We just discovered the whole place has been filled up with water. We have an old woman inside
It was one Fulani that helped us to rescue the woman outside.
In fact, it affected all my property. It came all of the sudden. In fact, it rained yesterday in the night.
The bridge all is damaged, and we are begging national state government to come and repair our bridge.
They should try in as much as possible to come and assess the damage done, and then whatever aid they are going to give us, they should give us a good time.
It will be recalled that Nigerian Meteorological Agency forecast thunderstorms over parts of northern Nigeria Monday, 26 July 2021. At the time of filing this report, the Kefi-Abuja Express Road has free flow of traffic. In Kefi, Guse PV, NTA News.
Hingino in our Lagos studio is standing by with more reports. Over to you, Hingino.
For women to take advantage of their numerical strength in boosting their political presence, there must be deliberate efforts to stimulate active participation in the ongoing continuous voter registration. This advocacy is what a group of women is projecting in the quest to achieve gender parity and in decision-making process. Michael Olale reports.
A United Nations Population Division's report in 2019 put the population of women in Nigeria at 99 million. But the worry here is that the huge figure has not translated into more active roles in politics. Bridging the gap with the male counterpart is why these women are echoing the need to register, to vote and make their voice heard.
Evolving is the next generation woman. A woman that's able to make a change in the society, a woman that carries a high integrity, a woman of substance.
Getting your voter's card and vote the right person and vote our conscience.
Apart from willing to monitor and assess the implementation of government policies by agencies saddled with the responsibility, the women are building the confidence of the next generation to spearhead rapid growth.
We're coming up now, women supporting women, trying to promote other women to get those positions.
Let us all come out and participate. Look for one position or the other and run for.
The consensus here is that the process of stimulating a change must start with active participation in the ongoing continuous voter registration, and this message is what they promised to propagate. In Lagos, Michael Olale, NTA News.
With more intense rainfall expected in coming months, cases of flash flood and its attendant losses must be averted in Nigeria with preemptive and coordinated approach. This, according to experts, requires better management of the environment matched by adequate public enlightenment to avert disaster caused by excessive rainfall. Diana Ajale completes the report.
The month of July has indeed followed prediction by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, leading to flooding and destruction of property. Although the proportion of damage and disruption is relatively low in Nigeria, Nigerians cannot draw much comfort from that, as more rains are still ahead.
We're going to have a high rise in water level. Anybody within the river bank also will have a rise in water level. The river will rise as much as 1.5 meters, 1.8 meters high. And that means they will flow by their river banks.
Experts, however, expressed worry about poor waste disposal in drainages and building up structures on floodplains.
If you walk to many streets and they don't have better gutter, so I think that's what is causing the flood.
When we have a kind of overwhelming flood on the waterways, every driver is advised to ply the road with every caution. When you know your visibility is no more clear, you are advised to park off the road.
To avoid looming danger, which may come with the rains, they called for better policies and sustained dredging of drainages to ensure free flow of flood water. NIMED had in February issued its seasonal climate prediction for 2021, where it warned of above normal annual rainfall amounts in most parts of the country. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
It's now time for a break. Network News will be back shortly.
The game.
You don't almost reach, Abby? Okay. Guys, the mechanic is almost here.
Madam!
So what do you think is wrong?
Madam, no be smart way they want to use your bike. Carburetor and radiator, you don't pafuka. If you want to fix that, 50,000.
I guess I have no choice. Give me size 10 Allen Q.
Madam, the top of those spoil now. You need to buy new one. New one at 16,000.
Thanks for the help, guys. I'll be on my way now. Parenting your tools.
Ride the digital wave for the whole year with 1 terabyte of data for just 100,000 naira. Dial *777#.
I've got no ice on me, but still can freeze your knees. What up?
Unleash your cool side with Mentos Fresh Action Candy and its incredible soothing liquid filling. Get on stage now.
I be the cool guy that you want, fresh guy that you want. Mentos Fresh Action Candy. Get cool, stay fresh with the Mentos Fresh Action Candy.
Mentos Fresh Action Candy. Get cool, feel fresh. Now with vitamin C.
Every day, different forces try to bring us down, but we never forget who we are. We are Africans. We have the power. Get plugged in. Let's go.
Take this, Mom. You will need it.
My tongue is craving something. Wonder what it is. Twisco. That's my favorite.
Twisco chocolate drink powder is a unique blend of cocoa, milk, and malt fortified with Enofort, a special blend of vitamins and minerals that helps give kids the vitality they need for an action-packed day.
Mommy, let's bring home a ball.
Twisco, power your dream.
Up until a few years ago, Nigeria produced far less than it consumed, spending up to $22 billion annually on importation. Then came the import policy by the federal government. Now, to survive, the nation must learn to be self-sufficient. And so far, we are on the verge of achieving this through the intervention of the Central Bank of Nigeria and other stakeholders in support of local farmers and efforts of value chain entrepreneurs. Now, the goal of creating 10 million jobs in 5 years is gradually being actualized. Mission possible. Let's buy Nigerian to grow Nigeria.
I dey look for pension fund administrator. Way soft, make sense, we care for me. Shy. No be the time when story go enter the matter when it's time to deliver. Oh no, 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 no. The brand is sure them no go stress you. Call them, then they accessible. Yes, customer care where they on point. You no go regret when you try, of course. Profitable investment, everything is just a blend. If you know what's good for you, my guy, make you choose premium pension today. Make that switch to premium pension. Premium pension. Make that switch to premium pension. Premium pension.
Join over 700,000 satisfied members and enjoy the premium experience at our offices across the 36 states in Nigeria, including the FCT. Call 094615-700-704 to make the switch today. Premium pension. Active today, premium tomorrow.
At the first sign of pain, you need a solution that you can trust. Try Panadol Caplets. With Panadol's Optizorb formula, the tablet absorbs quickly and starts providing fast and effective pain relief you can trust. Try Panadol Caplets.
Hands, whether they belong to the young or old, Christian or Muslim, no matter who you are, your hands are powerful. to stop the spread of COVID-19. H. Have your hands washed or sanitized frequently. A. Always cough or sneeze into your elbow. N. No going out without a face mask. D. Distance of at least 2 arms length should be maintained. S. Stay indoors and self-isolate if you feel sick. Hands.
Welcome back. It's Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment partners African Women Entrepreneurship Program to promote inclusion as investors gain 94.39 billion naira to open the week positive on the floor of Nigerian stock market. Details with Musa Abubakar on Business News.
Thank you, Kenneth. Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment is partnering the African Women Entrepreneurship Program to intensify the inclusion of rural women in the economic sphere. To this end, the Minister of State, Industry, Trade and Investment has launched a skills empowerment project targeted at empowering 600 women in the Federal Capital Territory and Nasarawa State.
I commend this power project, which is being launched today, as it will definitely provide women with knowledge and opportunities to access the market, finance, rights, and exposure to new business opportunities by using what we have to meet our needs.
Once we succeed with this, we hope we can replicate this across the nation, community by community, pulling women up and making them the voices in their community and the change agents they ought to be.
And now to stocks. Equities market closed Monday's trading session on positive note. The all-share index gained 0.47% at 38,849.08 basis points, and market capitalization at 20.24 trillion naira. 246 million shares worth 2.2 billion naira exchange hands in 4,676 deals. The financial services industry led the activity chart with Fidelity Bank, Access Bank and United Bank for Africa. That's Business News. The news continues after the break.
With my pregnancy, I started looking for the best of everything for my baby. When I met Morphix Newborn, I said, this is the diaper I'm looking for. The formula of happiness for me is Morphix Newborn. There are no harmful substances in Morphix. I feel very comfortable while my baby sleeps peacefully. With its special umbilical cord and soft upper surface. Come on, mothers, try Morphix Newborn and join our happiness movement.
We are StarTimes, the most affordable digital pay TV platform with the widest signal coverage in Nigeria, dedicated to bringing the best TV entertainment around the world to your screen. From Hollywood to Bollywood to Nollywood, we offer the most affordable subscription. Enjoy over 75 channels for as low as 1,700 naira, like Nat Geo Wild, BBC, ESPN, and premium sport like Emirates FA Cup, La Liga, Bundesliga, wrestling. What's more exciting? We have the most flexible payment options in Nigeria. Don't dull. Join us now for an exciting journey. StarTimes. Enjoy digital life.
You're always running around. Keeping up with you needs a comforting touch from Huggies with the right stretch for how much you move. Huggies pants comfortably fit baby's tummy. Their 360-degree comfort fit waistband makes them easy to open and pull off and on, so baby can keep on exploring and you keep doing great, Mom. Huggies, recommended by 9 out of 10 mothers for comfort.
Not all washing powders are the same. Sunlight adds bursts of freshness to cleaning power to give you Sunlight 2-in-1 for sensational cleaning and freshness that lasts. Sunlight 2-in-1, sensational cleaning with burst after burst of freshness. Introducing Sunlight with luxurious oud fragrance.
Go TV Biggie Goes promo don't land. Better digging levels, better grooves, no hard at all on top Go TV. Make you not miss this a woof as Go TV price don't go down low for inside Biggie Goes promo. promo. Now you fit get GoTV decoder, GoTenna with 1 month max subscription will be 9,500 naira before for 6,900 naira now. See discount. Make yourself enjoy football for inside your house. Cross your leg, watch BB Niger drama and shows for Africa Magic and international series them. Biggie Goals promo now for you. Better discount. Go get your own now for only 6,900 naira to enjoy max levels for GoTV. This offer no go to tell. GoTV. Love it.
Welcome back as we now go to sports updates with Tamara Ebiwe.
Thank you, Kene. Welcome to Sports Update. Nigeria's Dorcas Adesokon lost to Clara Azumendi of Spain 0-2 in the badminton women's singles event on Monday. The 23-year-old Nigerian will face An Se-young of South Korea on Tuesday evening. The match will determine her progress or elimination from the Tokyo Games. Meanwhile, Nigeria's duo of Godwin Olofua and Anuoluwapo Opeyori will compete against Kim Astrup and Anders Ramussen in the men's doubles. Not done with the Olympics, Team Nigeria's captain to the Tokyo Olympic Games, Aruna Quadri, is Nigeria's only medal hopeful in the table tennis event as he faces Gustavo Soboy of Brazil on Tuesday. This was after the only woman standing, Edem Ofyong, got knocked out by three-time American champion Lily Zhang 1-4. Edem had raised the hopes of Nigerians after her 4-1 victory over Siladora Mandaraz in her opening match in the women's singles. A quick look at the medal table. On the medal table, Japan leads after they fall with 8 gold, 2 silver and 3 bronze medals, totaling 13. USA trail with 7 gold, 3 silver and 4 bronze medals. China sits third with 6 gold, 5 silver and 7 bronze medals. And finally, to football, the Nigeria Professional Football League. Nasarawa United Silas Nwankwo is closing in on equaling Mfon Udo's MPFL top scorers record of 23 goals with 5 more goals to score. He leads the MPFL top scorers chart with 18 goals after week 35. Charles Ashimene of Akwa United is second with 15 goals, which has helped Akwa United maintain top spots on the MPFL table with 67 points. Kano Pillars captain Rabiu Ali, the oldest player in the MPFL, is third with 14 goals. The race for the MPFL Golden Boot continues with 3 more matches to end the season. And that's Sports Update. Kene, you're on.
Thank you very much, Tamara. Now let's bring you weather report.
You're welcome. Due to continued rainfall over the northwest, parts of Katsina is experiencing flooding. It's against the southwestern region where the little dry season, or August break as the layman calls it, are experiencing little, insignificant, trace or no rainfall amounts. This graph shows the progressive depletion of rainfall over the region. So for Tuesday morning, cloudy skies are anticipated over the southern region with prospect of rains over parts of Plateau, Niger, parts of Taraba, Gombe, Bauchi, Zamfara, Sokoto, and Kebbi. Taking you into the afternoon and evening hours, the best chance of thunderstorms are expected over most places in the north, while the central as well as parts of Edo, Ondo, and Ekiti are expected to experience rain showers, with light rains over the coastal belts of the country. That's all for the forecast. Thank you for watching.
And that concludes Network News tonight. Don't forget to be a star with NTA as we wage war against rape and rapists. My name is Kenan Ima Abudike. Have a good night.